Let's talk the difference between an emotional support animal and a service dog. An emotional support animal is an animal whose presence provides emotional support to their owner. Now, emotional support animals are not specifically trained to do anything except for just be present and therefore provide emotional support to their handler. They are protected by the Housing Act, which grants them access to live in places that are not pet friendly. Service dogs are task-trained dogs that provide a specific task to alleviate a disability. Countless hours go into training, desensitization, public access, all of that stuff. These animals are granted access to public spaces that are not dog friendly. They have to be under control. They have to be well behaved. They cannot defecate in public, and they cannot be causing a scene or acting out in any sort of malicious fashion. Now, emotional support animals and service dogs do not need any sort of certification. There's a lot of certification companies out there and registries that are advertising, make your dog a service dog today by a click of a button, and that is absolutely false. Not true. You do not need to do that. You do not need to pay to register your service dog in the United States under the ADA law. Emotional support animals will require a medical note stating that you benefit from the presence of your dog. Therefore, that dog is being classified as an emotional support animal. That way you can reside in places that are not pet friendly. Under ADA law, service dogs are not required to have any sort of paperwork or documentation. Now, some airlines and I believe hotels will ask for a medical note stating that you benefit from having your service dog on hand, but they cannot ask what your disability is. They cannot ask for what you were diagnosed with, and they cannot ask you for any sort of paperwork documenting that your service animal was trained or is a certified service animal. That is basically illegitimate documentation, and you do not need it. Instead, hotels and airline companies may ask you to sign a waiver that states that you take full responsibility of your service dog's actions and anything that may go wrong if they accidentally have an accident, things like that. But otherwise, you do not need a form. You do not need a badge. You do not need an ID card. Do not waste your money on that kind of stuff. I hope this video helped you guys. Keep in mind, emotional support animals are protected by the Housing Act, and that is it. And they need a doctor's note to state that you benefit from the presence of your emotional support animal. Service dogs require task training. They need to be task trained for alleviating the specific disability at hand, and they are protected under the ADA law. I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the ADA website below so that you can read the service dog laws yourself. Make sure to familiarize yourself with the 2 questions that they may be able to ask you out in public, and just be as prepared as possible. I hope this helped.